Hi everyone. Today I'm going to go over a demonstration of an activity in week 4 called Sampling Distributions of the Sample Mean. In week 4 I'm going to go ahead and click on the activity. Use the Rossmann-Chance applet sampling distributions to conduct the activity below rather than conducting the experiment by hand. Instead of having strips of paper in a container, you will need to manually enter all of the data points into the applet. To do this, you're going to clear the current data, enter your data points, hit Use Data. From there, click on Show Sampling Options. Of course, if you want to do this by hand, you are more than welcome. Take a look at this video to see the activity in action. That's what I'm doing right now. Okay, so now that I've read that, I'm going to open up the sampling distributions in another window. And that's what it looks like right here. So this is the particular population that is already in the computer program. Here's population 2. Actually, the population size is 18,000. Population 2 looks like this. A skewed distribution to the right, and population 3 looks like this. Pretty uniform, with the exception of those bars. Okay, I'm going to go back to the assignment now. So we're going to be entering, writing on strips of paper and putting them into a glass jar. Imagine your instructor has a container filled with numbered strips as shown in table 22.2 above. Enter this data into the applet. Make a histogram of this distribution using the applet in directions above. Describe its shape. Now I went ahead and I wrote all of these numbers down on a piece of paper because you had to write the number 50 10 times, the number 51 9 times, the number 49 9 times, 48 and 52 each 9 times, 47 and 53 you had to do 8 times, etc. So I went ahead and wrote the numbers down on a piece of paper like this, so you can have an idea of what this activity is all about. So after I wrote the numbers down, I'm going to now cut them out. So I'm going to pause while I cut them out. Okay, so right now I cut up all the pieces of paper and I put them in this plastic bin. And what I'm going to do is collect a sample of size 9. So I would actually pull them out of here 9 at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and put them back, the others back. So now I have 9 numbers ranging from 40 to 50, and I would go ahead and calculate the average. All right, I have a 53, 44, 50, 53, 50, 55, 54, 51, and 56. Okay, I added all the numbers together and divided by 9, and my average for this particular sample of size 9 was 51.778. So I would record that on a piece of paper. Okay, and I'm going to put those back into the bin. Put the lid on, shake them up, and then draw another sample of size 9 and do that again. Now, the assignment asked to do that 100 times. If you were in a classroom, we could actually gather this data rather quickly. However, we are by ourselves in an online classroom, so we are going to use technology to help solve this problem. So I'm going to open up the Rossmann-Chance applet, and I'm going to clear the data from the screen, and I'm going to type in the data here. So I'm going to type in 50 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now I'm going to type in 51 9 times. 51, 2, 3, and I'm going to pause while I enter all of this data into this screen. Okay, so I entered all the data in here, and I made a few mistakes, and you probably will too. So as long as the graph looks something like this, then you know you did a pretty good job. Anyway, so the next part of the activity, I'm going to go back here, says to make a histogram of the distribution using the applet and the directions. Describe its shape. So here, the shape is, you know, whatever you would say. If you're having trouble describing the shape, I had given a link earlier, and I'll include this link as well. It's typical histogram shapes and what they mean. So here's a normal distribution, here's a right skewed distribution, bimodal, and so on. So I have a link to another page that I gave you earlier. I'll include that one as well. So this particular case, the distribution is normal shaped. Okay, for part 2, you're going to need to collect 100 samples of size 9. That's like when I grabbed 9 out of here and found the average. So we are going to show sampling options here. Number of samples, I believe, was 100 samples of size 9. So we're going to type in 100 here. Sample size is 9. Draw samples. So down here, you'll see the distribution. There's one sample of size 9 with a mean of 49.44. So that's as if I pulled out 9 pieces of paper, I found the average, and it was 49.44, and then they went ahead and they graphed that on a histogram. So this is one sample. Here's another sample that was drawn. This is like in the video, the third graders video. There's a sample 50.67. Here's a sample over here. Oops, I guess I can't toggle through here. Maybe I can. 50.22, 49.00. No, these are not really matching up. So these are 100 samples of size 9. The mean is 50. The standard deviation is 1.3. So I'm going to go back to my assignment here. I'm going to find the sample mean for each of the samples. And then to get an idea of the characteristics, okay, then make a histogram of the sample means. So that is already in the applet. Part 3 is compare the shape, mound shape, symmetrical or skewed. Compare the center and the spread. So compare the shape, center, and spread of the sampling distribution to that of the original distribution. So this particular distribution, you're going to compare this one with the original over here. And then, again, you're going to talk about the shape of both, talk about the center of both, and talk about the spread, the standard deviation of both. And then the last thing you're going to do is take a screenshot of your data displays to save your results. So you come back here, take a screenshot. I'm on a Mac, so it's Command-Shift-3, and it's going to save it to my computer. Okay, if you want to reset it, draw samples, same thing. Reset, draw samples. Here's a median, and we're going to learn about t-tests. Okay, if you have any questions, please send me an email.